Chris Godinez, licensed professional therapist. Also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. All right. And I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company. They are international. If you are anywhere in the world and you need to get to a therapist, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're affordable, they're licensed, they're professional, they're master's level or PhD level. So BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. So they're good for the US of A and they're good internationally. So BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay. All right. Let's dive into the questions. How do I get a safety plan together? Okay. There's a couple of ways you can do it. There's tons of websites online where you just type in safety plan and it will basically lay it out for you. Basically, a safety plan is how are you going to stay safe while you are leaving? You know, what documents do you need? What documents do you think that your abuser might try to hide from you? All of that kind of good stuff. So what I recommend is having a go bag that you keep at your work or that you keep somewhere that your abuser doesn't know where it is. Keep it over at a friend's house, keep it, you know, whatever, if you still have friends. So abusers like to try to prevent you from having your passport, your birth certificate, driver's license, things like that. So anything that you will need moving forward, getting away from them, put it in your go bag, put the go bag someplace, let me drop the pen, go someplace where they cannot get to it, that they don't know anything about it, you know, and you got to be careful because sometimes abusers do check to see that the passports are still there and the birth certificate is still there and this, that, and the other thing. You may want to make copies surreptitiously and keep the copies, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, they will try to do that. You also want to stash money so that you have a place to go, you know, if you need to stay in a hotel or if you need to buy food or, you know, diapers or whatever. So, you know, like I said, in the go bag, stash that stuff or stash the money someplace where you can get it. So in the safety plan, it may be a part of that plan is you open an account somewhere where the narcissist or the abuser does not bank. So, you know, find a different bank. Don't bank at the same type of bank that the abuser banks at. You want to go someplace completely separate. So, the other thing in your safety plan, you're going to have to think about, okay, are they tracking me? Are they putting, you know, have they put stuff on the phone? Have they put stuff on the computer? Are they doing keystroke logging things so that they know what you're typing and what you're looking at and that type of thing? These are things that you need to think about. So my recommendation would be to go to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. And I think it's www.domesticviolencehotline.com, I think. So, but just look in Google, safety plans, domestic violence, a ton of them will pop up. And you want to take into consideration all the stuff, you know, things that you will need for the kids if you're having to leave with the kids. You know, what do they need? What, you know, medications, stuff like that. Because remember, abusers will do everything they can, especially if they're the really crazy ones. If they're the psychotic dark triad, you know, they want power and control and they want to keep you under their thumb. They'll do everything they can to prevent you from leaving. So you do not want to tip your hand. So this is where a lot of survivors of abuse really screw themselves, is that they get ready to leave. They have a safety plan. They're ready to get out of there. And then in a fit of anger, the abuser says something, and then the target says, oh yeah, well, I'm leaving you. I've got everything together. Oh God, please don't do that. Don't. You just told them. And now they're going to look for it. Now they're going to withhold the money. Now they're going to find a way to keep you from leaving. So you never, ever want to use your leaving as a way to wake them up. They're not going to wake up. Listen to me now, believe me later. You tell them nothing. When you leave, you just leave. You don't give them prior warning. And I think that is the biggest mistake that a lot of survivors of abuse do, is that they give their abuser prior warning because they're hoping to wake them up. There's no there, guys, to wake up. It's all ego. There's no there. So realize they're not going to wake up. What they're going to do is they're going to take that information and they're going to go find your go bag. They're going to go freeze the funds. They're going to, you know, beat you or whatever. So don't ever tip your hand and let them know that you're leaving. If you're going to leave, you get your stuff together and then you get out and you do not say a word. You do not say a word. So anyway, that's how you can start planning your safety plan and, you know, looking up shelters, looking up housing. So here in Phoenix, we've got a great place called the Fresh Start Women's Resource Center, and they have housing. They, you know, you have to sign up for it, but there's housing, and they have free legal advice, or $15. I think it's like $15 to consult with an attorney. They're retired. They cannot represent you in court, but you can certainly go and ask them questions, and that's invaluable. So yeah, they've got resume stuff. They've got all sorts of things. So yeah, it's you do your research. You use this time to get your go bag together, to get your plan together. Who are you going to contact? How are you going to leave? Where are you going to go? All of that stuff. That's a safety plan. It's like, okay, this is what I need to do to get out. You know, so yeah. So go to one of the domestic violence websites. They will have safety plans written out, and contact your local domestic violence shelter, or your women's shelter, or, you know, Fresh Start Women's Resource Center, or, you know, and they'll have people you can talk to. So, all right. Hope that answered that question. Okay. My mother-in-law gets pouty and I have to drag out of her what is wrong. What is going on? Okay. So oftentimes covert narcissists love to play the victim. Victim. They love to play the victim. Long suffering. You never write. You never call. Oh, I do all of this for you. No, it's okay. You don't really care. Blah, blah. And it's drama. It's dramatic. Because a normal person, you go, hey, what's wrong? A normal person will go, okay, you've asked. Great. Verbal vomit. Bleh, you know, and they'll tell you. With a narcissist or with a malignant borderline, it's the drama. They're living for the drama. And so dragging it out of them makes them feel important. It's another way to get narcissistic supply, because a normal person doesn't do that. A healthy person does not do that. A healthy person goes, oh, thank you for asking. All of this is going on. Help me. You know, I don't know what to do. What do you think? That kind of thing. With a covert narcissist, it's all about the drama, and it's all about and a malignant borderline. It's all about the drama, and it's all about the narcissistic supply. You know, it's like, oh, drag it out of me. No, it's okay. You know, they love to play the victim. So that is what is going on. Don't buy into it. Stop feeding the bear. When she's pouty, don't ask her what's wrong. Seriously, because she doesn't want a solution. This is the other thing, is that I call them ask holes. So the other way that they do this is, you know, oh, very dramatic. I'm pouting, and oh, this is terrible. Oh, you're dragging it out of me, and help me. And then 2 seconds later, help me. And then 2 seconds later, help me. Or in this case, 2 seconds later, pouty, drag it out of me, pouty, drag it out of me. It's the same thing. It's all about getting narcissistic supply. So don't cut off the supply. If she's pouty, it's like, oh, you don't look like you feel good. So how about them Dodgers? And you leave it at that. If she wants to talk about it, she'll bring it up. If she is wanting you to drag it out of her, she's getting narcissistic supply. So there that is. How do I know when I'm healed? Oh boy. Okay. So here's the deal. Healing is not a destination. It is a journey. And it is noticing day by day how different you're feeling, and how different you're acting, and how different things are going. You know, are you still attracted to abusers? No. Okay, great. You're healing, not healed, healing, you know? And so it's like, it's a daily, you know, how am I growing? What's going on? So really it's like, are you growing? That's one way to know you're on the right path. Are you growing? Are things different? You know, are things getting better? So that's how you know you're on the right path. Healed, it's kind of like, you know, in recovery, it's like there is no recovered, there is recovering. So, you know, because honestly, people that are in recovery cannot guarantee that they're not going to use again. You can't. If I came home and the house was burnt down and John was dead, I would probably go want to use. Yeah, absolutely. So for us, it's healing and it's consciousness. It's staying awake, staying aware, staying in the present moment, not living in the past, not living in the future. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? Why am I attracted to this person? Does this person remind me of somebody from my past, like my mom and dad? Ooh, no, I don't want to do that. Where's that? Oh, hello, inner child. What's going on with that? So do you see where I'm going with that? So it's always your work in progress. And it's a matter of awareness. It's a matter of mindfulness and not ever being, excuse me, not ever being so arrogant, I think is a good way to put it, to be like, oh, I'm healed. I will never do this again. Okay, well, let's make sure you never do this again by constantly being in mindfulness. Does that make sense? So it's not like you can be like, oh, check it off the list. I'm healed. I don't ever have to think about it again. No, check it off the list. I am healing and I will always have my mindfulness going so that it doesn't happen again. Does that make sense? So that's kind of how, as things start getting better, things start getting easier, you're less cruel to yourself. The internal critic gets shut up and the internal cheerleader starts working, you're finding yourself less and less attracted to the drama or to the chaos or to people that remind you of, mom, dad, abuser, whoever that was, et cetera, et cetera. So that's how you know you're on the right path, as things start getting easier. It doesn't have to be hard. I don't know why everybody thinks that everything, it has to be hard. Has to be hard. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be hard. It can be a challenge, but it doesn't have to be hard. So be careful how you frame things about things. So anyway, there that is. Okay. Okay. My ex told me that I was boring, not so exciting, and that's so not who I am. And he kept repeating it over and over and over. So I finally left. But why did he do that? Okay. So when, oh, this is a good question. When we have characteristics that the abuser cannot mimic, cannot attain, then they want to destroy that characteristic within us. And so if we're, fun and exciting to be around and have a good life and the whole thing, then they will tell us that we're boring, right? Or if we're funny, oh, well, you're not funny. Or if we're intelligent, well, you're stupid. That the polar opposite. So remember a few weeks ago, we were talking about ego defense mechanisms. So they hate us. Let's be clear. They get involved with us because they think that by getting involved with somebody who has empathy and fun and a humor and the whole thing, that they will be able to somehow by osmosis take it from us and incorporate that into their personality. What ends up happening is it doesn't happen. They get pissed. They're still miserable. They still don't love. They still don't feel, not the way that the rest of us feel. And they start resenting the hell out of the other person because they can't become us. And one of the nasty things I hear them say often is, well, everybody likes you. Like it's some sort of problem that everybody likes the target of abuse. So, and it's because they are not liked and they know it. And they hate the target of abuse because they can't then become the target of abuse and be lovable like the target of abuse. So then they try to destroy the target of abuse. They try to take away from the target of abuse the very thing that makes them them. So in this case, it's the exciting part, it's like, oh, you're boring, you're boring, you're boring, you're boring. And you're not, For other people, it's the humor. Well, you're not funny. You're this, you're that, blah, blah, blah. And they try to take the joie de vivre away from them. So, yeah. And so it's abuse. It's abuse. And I'm glad you left because they're basically trying to destroy that which they cannot possess. And so they wanted to destroy it within you as well. Remember, narcissists, when they are abusers, and they're all abusers, their whole goal is to kill their target of abuse. And I don't necessarily mean physically. I mean spiritual killing them, like killing their soul killers. They take the joy away. They take the happiness away. They take um, the joie de vivre, the childlike wonder. They take all of that away, which is why I think I was so incredibly angry at Disney, because that was taking away the childlike wonder. So yeah, and apparently I'm not the only one. I've been reading a whole bunch of articles on a bunch of blogs like Main Street Mouse and Disney Food Blog. People are writing in and telling the same story I did, and I'm like, please tell me you got a hold of guest services, because that's what this corporation is doing. Is they're taking away the childlike wonder. Kind of makes you wonder what kind of people are running Disney right now, doesn't it? So, yep, that's why they were doing it. So, yeah, because you were exciting and you had a joie de vivre and they were trying to kill it. It's soul killing is what it's called. So, yeah, and I'm glad you left. So, good job. Okay, how are we doing on time? Okay, we're doing good. All right. How do you know someone is safe? Can you make them drop their mask sooner? So, here's the deal. When you are working on yourself and you're really working on your self-esteem and you really have a good grasp of who you are, really, you know who you are. Sun comes up in the east, sets in the west, okay? You're unlikely to attract another narcissist, because narcissists, and I've talked about this before, narcissists generally don't come sniffing around me. They might sniff around a little bit, and as soon as I shut them down, they're gone. So, because I see them. So they don't want, like any coward, any predator, they want an easy mark. They want an easy prey. They want somebody that they can get to respond, that they can get to react, that they can get to feed off of. And when you work on your self-esteem, you don't put up with that stuff. You just don't. So, I've had a few that have come around and tried to engage me, and I shut them down, and I'm like, nope. If you're interested in real answers to real questions, I'm happy to help, but otherwise, get off my channel. So, yeah. So, self-esteem is really going to protect you. Self-esteem and boundaries. So, the Self-Esteem Workbook by Glenn Schiraldi, The Disease to Please by Harriet Breaker. Those are all boundaries books and codependency books. Deal breakers. Write your list of deal breakers. What are your deal breakers? What will you not put up with from anybody? Okay? Lying, cheating, stealing, gaslighting, rewriting history, calling names. What else? Any of the narc behaviors, future faking, love bombing. Those should all be deal breakers. So basically, you make them drop their mask by you knowing who the heck you are, and they do it fairly quickly. So, especially if you're rock solid in who you are. So, when somebody tries to come onto my channel or to my Facebook or whatever and start playing games, I'm just like, nope, I'm not interested. I'm not playing. Either you have a real question or get off, or I'll ban you. It's plain and simple. And then they call me a bunch of names and then I ban them. So, yeah. So it's a matter of trusting your gut. Trust your gut. Know who you are. Know your own worth. You have worth, and ain't nobody on the face of this planet got the right to take it away from you. So know your own worth. Work on your self-esteem. The Self-Esteem Workbook by Glenn Schiraldi. CPTSD from Surviving to Thriving by Pete Walker, so that you understand all of the stuff that you went through. Trusting your gut. Listen to your gut. The gut is a simple yes or no answer to a yes or no question. The head and the heart play games. The head and the heart tell stories. So if the answer is any longer than a yes or no, it's your head or it's your heart. Start listening to your gut. How do you listen to your gut? Well, you start with something you already know. So for me, I hate peanut butter. So I ask my gut, hello gut, do you like peanut butter? And the answer is like this, oh God, no, I hate peanut butter. Okay, that's my no answer. Okay, I can apply that when I get a no answer. I'll know that that's my no answer. Does that make sense? And then you do the same thing for the yes answer. Okay, gut, do you like Reese's peanut butter cups? Oh, yes. No story, just, oh, yes. Okay, so there's my answer for yes. Now I can apply that to people. Can I trust this person, gut? Yes or no? Ooh, no. Ooh, okay, got it. So you start listening to your own gut. Hugely important. So basically, abusers avoid people that have got really good self-esteem. They want somebody that doesn't have good self-esteem so that they're more easily manipulated and more easily manipulated by the love bombing. So because it's an ego feed. It feels good. It feels good to be told, oh, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, blah blah blah. But then it turns out, they're not true. It's not real. That kind of thing. And they do the intermittent positive rewards. And if you're not watching for that, and if you're not aware of it, you fall for it. But if you see it and you're like, this is intermittent positive rewards, no thank you. You're able to walk away. So anyway, self-esteem. Honest to God, if everyone did deal breakers and worked on their boundaries and their self-esteem, I could retire and go open a bed and breakfast somewhere. So everybody work on your self-esteem and the deal breakers and the boundaries so I can retire. So there you go. All right. Do narcissists feel love? No. Not the way you and I understand love. They don't. They don't understand love. They do not have that empathy cog. They can't look at another person as a separate, self-actualized individual. We have no more meaning to them than this pen. We're an object to be used. That's how they look at us. So, and especially if they're further down on the spectrum and they're the dark triad, so that's psychopath, narcissist, Machiavellianism, control freak, they are absolutely no empathy, okay? Unwilling to see another person's point of view, unwilling to see that that person has got feelings that are being hurt. They don't care. So there's no empathy there. And they literally view us as an object to be used. And once this pen is used up, once this object is used up, once this person is used up, they toss it. And they're done. And they go on and find another supply. So no, they do not feel love. Can they have more than one disorder going on? Absolutely. So any diagnosis in the DSM-5 can be comorbid with any other diagnosis in the DSM-5. So you can have multiple personality disorders going on. You can have borderline and narcissism. You can have narcissism and histrionic. You can have OCD and borderline. You can have, fill in the blank. It's like any of them can be comorbid. You can have depression and narcissism. You can have, anxiety and narcissism. You can have, So yeah, there can definitely be more than one issue going on at a time. Abso-freaking-lutely. So, yep, I hope that answered the question. Okay. Can a narcissist be codependent? No. Not in the way that you and I understand codependency. So, codependency is our well-being depends on somebody else being okay. If they're okay, I'm okay. That's codependency, okay? Narcissists use people, to be sure, but they don't give a damn about them. There's no concern for their well-being. That's not codependent, that's abuse. So they don't care about their target of abuse. They don't care as long as they are getting their narcissistic supply. So if they're getting their narcissistic supply, they're fine. But if they're not getting their narcissistic supply, they punish the person that's not giving them the narcissistic supply and they go find somebody that will. So no, that is not codependency. That's predatorial. That's like a shark. That's like a predator going out and looking for prey. So codependency is where we go, oh my gosh, I'm not okay if this person over here is not okay. If they're okay, then I'm okay. And that's not a way to live, because you're either doing this, you're propping a person up. Oh, they've got to be okay. They've got to be okay. They've got to be okay. And if they go away, you go kathunk. No bueno. Or two codependents doing this, and God forbid if anything happens, both of them go down. So no, narcissists are not codependent, not in the way you and I understand it. They are predators. They look for prey. They look for how they can use that person. Remember, objects. We are nothing more than objects to them. So they're looking for somebody that can give them narcissistic supply. So there's that. So that's not codependency. Okay, how long should I stay single after leaving an abusive relationship? That depends on the person. Are you doing the work? If you're not doing the work, then it doesn't matter how long you stay single, because as soon as you get involved with somebody else, a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road, if you have not done the work, guarantee it, take it to the bank, earn interest on it, you will get involved with another abuser. So if you're doing the work, then you won't, because you'll know what to look for. You'll be working on self-esteem. You'll be working on deal breakers. You'll be working on boundaries. You'll be working on knowing and understanding your own worth, and that's what it takes. So generally, leaving an abusive relationship, if you're doing the work, I would say a good 2 years, because the first year is going to be grieving. So even though they were abusive, we still grieve them. We grieve the loss of the illusion of who we thought they were. And that takes an entire year, because you have to get through all the firsts. You guys have broken up, you've gone no contact, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So now you're getting through all the firsts, all the holidays, all the birthdays, all the anniversaries, all the everything, the date of the breakup. Now the second year, okay, all right, I'm in the swing of things, and I'm working on myself, and I'm doing the work, and I'm doing the self-esteem work, and okay, I might be ready to date now. So yeah. So if you're not doing the work, you could stay single for years and years and years and then go out and date again, and I can guarantee you'll get right back again with another abuser. So do the work. That's really what it is. And everybody's like, but I don't want to feel, but I don't want to think about it. Well, you're going to be thinking about it whether you want to or not. So it's a matter of, are you thinking about it consciously and being mindful and working on it and making yourself better, or are you just shoving it under the rug and going, yep, nope, don't see it. Nope, it's not there. No, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. What am I thinking about the whole time? So yeah, you want to take your time and you want to do the work. That is the most important part. So I would say 2 years. So the first year to grieve, because remember, you're getting out of this abusive relationship. You're grieving the loss of the illusion. You're grieving the loss of the person you thought they were. So you got to grieve that. Allow yourself to grieve. I think that's the part that everybody tries to skip over. And I'm like, no, this has got to be dealt with. And then you deal with all of the abuse. You deal with all of the emotional abuse, the physical abuse, the religious abuse, the whatever. And you start working on your self-esteem and your boundaries and your deal breakers. And then you're ready to date. So there it is. Okay. Why do I feel sorry for my abuser? I find myself making excuses. Okay. Because generally abusers are really good at selling us a bill of goods. Poor them. They had a tough life. They had a hard family. They had this. They had that. Oh, shut up. Join the club. Sorry. A lot of people have had tough lives and hard families, etc. And you don't see them treating other people like doo-doo. Okay? So they're really good at playing on the sympathy strings. Really good at playing on the sympathy strings. And if you're having to make excuses for somebody, you want to get yourself into trauma therapy. This is a trauma response. Who are you really making excuses for? Who in your life did you have to make excuses for? So again, don't feel sorry for them. They have had plenty of opportunities to get help, to go to therapy, to work on themselves, to do something different, and they don't. Narcissists, abusers, do not, listen to me now, believe me later, do not change. Ever. There are no recovered narcissists. Like anywhere. Like ever. So stop feeling sorry for them. Stop making excuses for them. There is no excuse. None. Zip, zero, zilch, nada, especially if they're unwilling to go work on themselves. And even when they do, when they get scared, and that's the only time a narcissist will ever go to therapy, is if it's court mandated or if their target of abuse is ready to leave. Oh, I'm going to go. And then they go 1 or 2 times and then they stop because they don't want to take personal responsibility because their egos cannot handle it. So stop making excuses for them. Work on you. Get with a good trauma therapist. Get the Inner Child Workbook by Catherine Taylor, or get the Inner Child Workbook by Lucia Cappuccioni, and start working it. There is something in your past that is causing you to make excuses for this person. Who did you have to make excuses for before? So there is that. So work on self-esteem. Work on self-esteem and do not make excuses. Bad behavior is bad behavior, period. And I don't care what line of crap they give you. Oh, poor me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, there's plenty of people that came from abusive backgrounds. They don't act like asshats. So there it is. All right. How are we doing on time? Oh, I think that was going to be the last question. All right, you guys, be good. I can't remember what I'm talking about on Sunday. So I will see you on Sunday. All right, my loves. Have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.